This is a switch of play game focusing on moving the ball from one side of the field to the other to have runners in the box who can score goals. We are looking at the midfield rotations, focusing on the two centre midfielders and also a cam, a centre attacking midfielder, to switch to play. There are three patterns within this: the 10 or cam being on the half turn to play wide, movement between the 6 and the 8, two CDMs to get on the ball and switch play as pivot players, through each other being one pattern, or straight from one to the wide area. The focus in this session will be on the blue team, and we will go towards one goal initially. We will then look to add in the movements of the two fullbacks in another pattern where the wide player comes in the pitch. Following this, we will move to a live game where it is 6v6, and we will then add the two pivot players from the blue team to become two defenders, a right back and a left back for the red team. The two players that were playing as neutrals will then become part of the blue team, which will make our 6v6, and the focus will still be on the three central midfielders switching play and then the runs that they have to then finish. A switch of play game using a 4-2-3-1, looking to try and work on rotations in midfield, to move the ball side to side and get runners in the box to finish.
Danny, you can press from behind, right? Yep, yep. Okay, Alan, three there. There quicker than we need, right? So, what we're looking for is detail. So when the ball goes wide, Scotty, Alex, I want you dropping off deep. Yep. Provide that pivot. Okay? Bruce, drop off deeper. Give him that as well. So you can get an out ball. And then Scotty, stay in just now. Yep. When the ball comes to Alex, he takes back through. That's when I want you coming out. I want you to pull Aaron out. Corner, to get on the ball, and then we can get out the other side. Okay? Does that make sense? You see on the other side, Scotty. Alex, come in and then walk out. And the last time he gets stuck. No yet, no yet, no yet. Right? Eventually, can that. Yes, please, Scotty. Now, Scotty, good. Got the go. Where's your elbow? Good. Come along. Good, Dan. Yes. And then there. Sorry, Alex, that was for you. Yes, Scotty, take it, Scotty, take it. If we get the ball side to side, we now go three in the box. Now it's the same for you guys, you know, okay? So I'm working on the yellows, so the match day the board, but obviously, you guys get the ball, you get it wide, then Kirky and Scotty become part of your team as well, okay? So that was trying to switch it through the 10, we'll talk about the pivot and the rotation in midfield in a minute. Yep, let's go, let's play. Yeah, just for now, then eventually we'll just get it. Good on! There we go! Alright, out there! Good. And then go to the other. Yep, go to the other, go to the other. And he's there. He's there. Yes, that ball. If you win the ball, you get it. Straight away. You don't need to switch. So, ball's being switched through here. Maybe that one now. Push that a wee bit. So, as soon as Connor gets on the half turn, yep, they go there. Good. Now, when he goes out to play wide, who then becomes the 10? You. Good. You balance off on that side of the pitch in case we lose the ball. Now, Connor, what I'm looking for you to do is play the ball between the centre back and the full back. back. Okay, who's here? So the man's been marked here. You're going in behind, so you can deliver first time. Leroy, I need you to go front post so you can clear the space. You go penalty spot, and then you go up right back. Okay? Alright? That's it. Aye, you use something to bring the box. Okay? Right, just start into Alex so we can work through that part. I like that. Yeah? I like. Good play there. Wait, deeper. Don't go back. Maybe I was a bit too. Go back in here for Alex. So if you're on the half time, you're going to be there. Sideways or forward, back. So you play it in there. Diagonal pass, you run straight. Yep. Diagonal pass, and then leave it in out. There. Go now, Alex. Get in slowly. Start with Gabby. Let's go. Good done. Come on, make it real bad. Good corner. Now go.
A great time to come in and stop to add coaching points. The movement of the 10, the 9 and the 8 with the left midfielder coming in the pitch. However, the defender managed to clear the ball. It's important to come in at this point and deliver my points as it's real to the players.
Alex doesn't become penalty spot in corner behind. Okay? Aye, put that in. Now listen, see if you win the ball back, you can score it. So there's an incentive for you. Aye. Yeah? You know, I know it's fun. Play, let's go, we're working on these points. Yes.
Following the coaching points of the movement and the type of cross we're looking for, we get a shot on goal. If anything, I should have went in here and coached the players' finishing technique, as this should have resulted in a goal.
Don't give it back to Alex here. So, when Alex is higher, he then becomes a tension, okay? So when it's on that side, don't just play the ball, you come out. Try and put it through here. Yeah, you're going to go there, eh? Okay? So you go back and try behind that. So, then you go on to that there. Yep. And then Scotty answers you here. Okay? In case we lose the ball. Now, if Scotty's go on, you're going to have a right back there, eh? Okay, so if Scotty's go on, you then come back. Can we now get this one here, Scotty, where you open up? Yep, and then look to switch the ball out that side, and then we get in the box, because Alex is already high. Good corner. So, on that switch, who goes front post? You. Okay? Yep, go out, go in, and then you go penalty spot, you come in behind the ring box. Yeah? Does that make sense? Are you sure? Right, try and run through that one then, Scotty. Stay away until he comes back, yeah? Just, well, try and get it to work. Let's go then, look at me. Pop it good. Yes, yes, good. Now go corner, out, away, and then in. Just set up again. Yeah, play, Bruce. Yes, go. Start to go. Gary!
Think where you run. Now you get a chance.
Go there, Frank! Make it go, point it off! Start it off! Tucky, you play with him. Tucky, you with this.
The natural progression and the way that the game has been set up allows the defending team to now break and this to become a two-way game.
When it goes deep to the pivot, so you play Scotty in there. Alex drop behind the ball. Yep, good. If we can get it out, when you play there, Scotty. Now on that one, Kirky, if he plays there and you decide to then come in the pitch, yep. Cammy, that's the one when you would then start to go. Okay? So we want once from our full-backs. I know we're speaking with that. So as soon as you see Alex going and opening up, he scans, he opens up, Kirky comes in here. Aaron, what would you do? Yeah, good. So if he comes with it, you play that one or play through Scotty, it's up to you. Aaron, if you go and play Scotty or you worry about there where you play now, good, so you play here, half turn there, out, and then Kirky can then be a third attacker in there in terms of full midfield. Okay, last option, yeah? Right, there you go. Play. Go on, Dan. Play good. Stay in the right, good. Got it. Stand on. Good. Go on. Yes! Go, do it. Go. Yes, come back. Yes, Neil, yes. I'm here.
You know I'm here. You know I'm here.
Good, you know. Yes, watch it. Yes, go. Hello! Balance, play! So, can we just take that off? Yep. And you go right back in here. And then Bruce, take that off. Right back. Now, as soon as you win the ball back, you obviously stop play. 2. Yeah. Okay. Really focus on that. Yep. Now you are 4 and then a 3 in front. Guys, somebody wants to go up top. Someone wanted to speed in the ball, so anybody want to go for that?
Having the three zones allows players to drop deeper now to get on the ball from which would be a centre back. We are still working on the yellow team in possession and have progressed this to give them more defenders to play up against. The game will still be two-way, however we're looking at the patterns that we bedded down in the drill and then the progression of the game related practice. This is now what I would include as phases of play, working in a 4-2-3-1 midfield switch of play.
Sorry.
So, we're looking at switch play, gain superiority in midfield, okay? So, when the ball comes back, what do we want you to do, Connor? Where do you want you to get on the ball? That's top of the left. Okay. So, yeah, here. So, you go across, you know where you were. See when it comes back, Tony, and here, Alex, you drop. Yep, that was the first option. When it comes back, then we've either got two options, so you can get on the half turn, and we've got a 2v1 or a 3v2 against each other like that, and we'll do it. Or we can switch it by playing to Alex and then get out the other side. Okay, so when the ball comes back away, you come to the other side, and then the play to the other there on the switch. Okay? Right, that's stay away, we'll start away corner. Alex start in, yep. Yes, good. Here we go. Oh, go past, now play right, yep. Run! Leroy! Think of it coming more, colours higher. Now Sky, out! Yes, back up! Good, Leroy! Leroy! Stop track! Leroy, man! Leroy, I like how you dropped down because Connor was away, man. Well done.
It was great to finish the session with a switch of play and a goal. I think the movement of the 10 in this scenario to come out wide created space for the middle players to get on the ball. There was balance on either side, and the run from the striker, which wasn't coached however, was great movement and a great cross to finish for the 10 to come in at the back post. I feel my session went reasonably well for my assessment 9. I think that the time of coaching and the points that I wanted to put across were embedded well in section 1. Based on the tutorials from the A licence, viewing my session back, I felt that I had to give the defending team a reward, so I've added 2 small goals which will increase the tempo. I've also added an extra defender, and I would have my team going to goal straight away. If they switch to play and go to goal from a cross and finish, they will receive 2 goals. If they score at any point, they would then receive 1 goal. I think that an evaluation of my session, I have to get to the two-way game quicker. I would still keep 1 pivot defender and add a goalkeeper earlier, and I think this would make the flow of the session and also the competitiveness of the session a lot faster. One thing I felt in my session that I didn't get was goals, and I really wanted this to happen. Crossing and finishing should finish with goals. I was very happy with the second part of my session. The game flowed really well, and I felt that we got chances at both ends of the pitch. The wide players were influential in this, as their movement is key to the 3 patterns working. I think it's important to then change that and make them part of the attacking team that I was focusing on. So I've changed my shapes within these session parts to be the blue team a 2-3-1 and the red team a 3-2-1, really focusing on the blue team going towards the goal. My main personal improvement points from this part of the analysis tool is to focus on reviewing my session using video and making sure that I go in and coach the appropriate moments, but also give the correct points to make sure that the players are picking this information up and then transferring that into the two-way game.